Hello, my name is Frances Fox. I'm trained in all the psychic skills, and the information I bring to the table is the information that I get in the other dimensions that can be very revealing. One of the things I just realized now is we are entering a new cycle on planet Earth. The veils between dimensions have lifted, including the veil between us and the underworld, which, according to the Bible and accurate, is underneath us. It's underneath our root chakra, which is the bottom part, the last part of our torso, in between our legs. Underneath there are 7 more energy centers that most nice people are not aware of. Why do I say nice people? Because in this part of the world, the West, in the theosophy movement and all the spiritual movements that developed, it was decided not to let nice people know about these 7 energy centers underneath the root chakra, which is basically hell. But we all have them. And when we have a huge trauma and we fragment, a part of us goes and hides down there. When we have another trauma, the door between the 2 sets of energy center open up, and all of a sudden, from 1 minute to the next, you're in living hell. Yes, because you're no longer protected by that door that has a name that's called the Brahmavara. But here's the point. The point and the issue is that we, in this part of the world, and I'm speaking from the United States, we have been very materialistic. So we have incredible achievements on the physical dimension, which is good, but that's not the future. The future is us and everything else on the planet getting all mixed up with stuff that's not physical, which, according to all of you guys, is spiritual. Now, spiritual can be with good intentions or bad intentions or just plain neutral. But we haven't been prepared for this because we have paid so much attention to the physical body. I was laughing this weekend when I was thinking people know where their biceps are, where their those big muscles in the legs. No, if you want to work out this muscle, if you want to develop this, most of those people don't know anything about the energy centers that are in the center of their bodies, including the physical, that determine the health of everything, including those darn biceps and quads and everything that they talk about in the gym and that the men talk about a lot on X. They don't know about causal. And in this country, United States, we don't know about causal. And we don't know about the other dimensions. And I think I'm saying this and I'm kind of like a little bit tentative, but I have to say it. I couldn't find a map of the United States to sketch for you other than this one that has all this information about the different states. But the truth of the matter is, I cannot really show you just a map about the United States because our destiny is totally, you know what? I really don't care if people get upset at me. That's okay with me. But there's always people upset at me. The truth has a way of really, really upsetting people. Our destiny is totally tied in with the destiny of Mexico. If Mexico doesn't do well, the United States is not going to do well. And here is one piece of proof. The United States has been dealing, we've sketched it here and we've told you about it, with these waves of energies that were initiated by an earthquake in Japan. They're expecting an even bigger one now. But Mexico has exactly the same thing. We're not finding that in Venezuela. I haven't really done any other country, but we are, it's not just because our land is connected and we're going through the same instability that these waves of energy are bringing. In terms of destiny, the 2 countries are connected. So I'm not talking about the immigrants that are coming across the border. Obviously, there's a lack of control there. 30,000, 300,000 kids lost. Obviously, that is not supposed to happen. And that needs to be attended to. Those are human beings. And they're not all Mexican. Actually, very few of them are Mexican. But we cannot any longer just see ourselves as United States, Mexico, Venezuela, which are the three countries we're working on, because apparently those are the countries that are important from here into entering into this new cycle. So we need to make sure that they're okay, because the rest of the countries will follow suit. We've now become galactic. We are now part of the galactic family. Families fight a lot, lots of fights off planet, and they bring it here. So we've got those issues. So I'm going to sketch the United States now, but you need to know that whatever happens in Mexico is going to happen to us over here. So we need to be conscious of that. But that's always been the case because of transference of energy. If you are with somebody, or you have people in your company that are very upset or very depressed or very whatever, you can't just expect for them to just continue to work and on your product, on your projects, whatever, and for their energy not to affect it. It's going to affect it. So you have to take care of your employees. Yes, I have stress management programs, and I have been told by a very large company whose name I cannot reveal, it was the most effective stress management program they ever had. There were people lined up for the next classes, and then the company closed some offices, and then they asked, who is Francis Fox? And then that was all over. Because you see, belief systems have a way of canceling out intelligence. And this company's belief system did not include people like me. So, but the trick of the matter is, we need to have stress management at home, at work, and we need to have stress management between countries. We're in this boat together, and we're going to go down together, or we're going to make it through together. So I'm going to go ahead and sketch the United States on this map that I find very irritating because there's too much going on there. But as I was trying to find a map, and that's why I was late, I saw the map that's called the Bagua, and I'm going to put the word here on screen. And the Bagua is a map that's 3,000 years old. And it maps the energies in your spaces, your home, your factory, your car. And when you have a problem, such as a painting falls off a wall in your home or in your office, you go to that map and you find out what are the energies that are being channeled in that section. Let's say it's your home, in that section of your home. And then the fact that a painting fell down without anybody touching it, no earthquake, whatever, that means you're having a problem, and that wall and that painting are trying to tell you that you need to pay attention. So as I was pulling up the map that I'm going to sketch right now in front of you, I saw it and I realized the center of the map, because you can put that map over a country also. Oh my God, I just realized something else. I'm ADD, so I'm going to talk about that something else, and then I'll get back. If you put that map over the United States, Florida is channels the energy of helpful friends. Okay. And you're going, okay, Francis, so okay, so where are you going with that? I'll tell you where I'm going. We got two helpful friends here. We have Trump and Elon. Now, Elon is based mainly in Texas. But he also shoots up rockets from Florida. And Elon and Trump have become helpful friends. And this is the part of the United States that you could divide the country into 9 quadrants, 3 sections vertical, 3 sections horizontal. You end up with 9 squares, and each one channels something. This square here channels helpful friends and travel. Wow. Interesting. So going back to the Bagua, the center of the country of the Bagua, when you lay that map on top of here, is health. Well, we're being told that a lot of weird stuff's going to go down. Conspiracy, not conspiracy, whatever. Is going to be big stuff having to do with health. And that's in the center of the country. So we got to get this map on top of here and identify what is in the center of the country and make sure that the center of the country is okay so that we can be okay health wise. I'm remembering, I don't have all the maps here, and this was not a planned digression. When you're ADD, you never know where you're going to go. But too many times the center of this country has had a spiral or has an X. The spiral is too much negative emotion. You know, you're spiraling out of control mentally, emotionally, or the X, which is black magic, in the center. We need to make sure that we keep this part of the country really, really healthy emotionally so that we don't end up having even more health issues due to all the weird stuff that's starting to go on. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and map it. And I think that when I do these chats in English, I get extremely nervous. I was never able to communicate with, I'll use the word, Anglos, even though I was in an American military secret program. It was secret. I could tell the Hispanics that was okay. A bit of an insult having to do with Hispanics, but also a bit of an insult to the Anglos. You didn't get information you could have gotten. It's been kept from you. But let's go ahead and sketch and let me not get myself into more trouble because of, let me not. So today's the 21st, 24. Okay, well, in Helpful Friends, we got some black magic. Well, that makes sense. Do you really think the enemies want for Trump and Elon to be friends? You think they want them to be friends with anybody? Forget each other. No. Okay, so we got to get this cleared. In the center of the country, we have a hole. Not good. I just talked about it. I don't know what I'm going to sketch until I sketch it. I don't know what I'm going to say in my chats until I say it. And then I go, wow, I said that. Okay. So we need to take care of this. We still have the ETs coming in big time, flooding into the Northeast. That's got to get taken care of. That's big. Okay, so right now, as I'm speaking, you need to start practicing using your mind as the instrument it is for creation. So as you're listening to me, you should already be in your head placing glaciers and big blocks of ice over here because this is red fire. We need to cool this all down. So I'm talking, okay, you got to put glaciers all the way down here, all the way to the Carolinas, to North Carolina. Okay? I need to get this figured out. Okay. But it's better. We still have these waves, which is basically the earth moving due to that's earthquake in Japan. There's supposed to be a bigger one now. We've been working on this, and the way we worked on it, which you are going to do right now, this is not the Bagua. This is the map of the United States. Got a lot of stuff going on. It was the only one I could find, and I was already late. We have been working on this in the United States and Mexico because the two countries, both of them have those waves. I showed it a moment ago. And how did we do it? Because these are now weaker. You still have the wave, but they're not as strong. So we're getting someplace. We're achieving something. And we're going to assume that it's our work that's doing that, because I don't think anybody else is working on this. We are planting huge trees all over the United States and Mexico, not palm trees. We want trees that have a tremendous rooting system and that have tremendous trunks and expansive branches, because trees stabilize the land, and we need to stabilize the land. Now, how do we know all of this is happening? You don't really know. You have to use your instinctive knowing, your intelligence of the heart to see if I'm lying. Now, I could be some crazy person, and I know I'm not lying, but I'm a crazy person, except I'm not a crazy person, and I'm not lying, and your instinctive knowing should kind of be telling you that, but it's okay. You need to, right now, as we're talking, this is a superpower. You go, yeah, but that's all the United States and all of Mexico. How do we do that? Well, there's a superpowers, and they have a name, and I really should put that list up here one day, where you make everything in your mind, you make it really small, or you make it really big. You make yourself really small, you make yourself really big. So in this case, this is all this in Mexico, because you're going to do Mexico too, okay? And if you resent having to do that, you know what? This is not the chat for you. If you think that this planet, which has just become galactic, can deal with your paranoia with other countries and other languages, and your paranoia with spirits, and if you think you're going to be successful from here forward, you're not going to be. So just get used to it. We are all human beings, and our enemies are not other human beings. Okay? So get used to it. And by the way, it was very cute the other day when I sketched Mexico. I got some words, and it said, they were looking at the United States and saying, they're not so bad. Isn't that sweet? Cute. Okay, so right now you're going to breathe, and you're going to see yourself. You're going to be above, or however it is that it works for you. Can somebody please write the mantra? Please, God, help us with our intention to stabilize, to miraculously stabilize the United States and Mexico by planting trees and placing glaciers. Why the glaciers? Because this is red. There's too much fire in Mexico. The land is totally dehydrated. It needs water and it needs cooling down. So, can somebody write that for me? Please, God, help us with our intention to miraculously stabilize the United States and Mexico by planting trees and placing glaciers. Got it? So now breathe and start to do it. Do not ask me, how do I do it? Your intention creates reality. If you repeat that mantra, it's going to happen automatically if you get out of your own way. If your belief system, you can get it to move to the side because your belief system is based on a paradigm that is collapsing. You don't want to be in the collapse group. You don't want to fall into the black hole. You don't want to be on the wrong side of the line of the apocalypse. Okay? Your mind. Intention creates reality. You're repeating the mantra. Please, God, help us with our intention to miraculously stabilize the United States and Mexico by planting trees and placing glaciers, ice glaciers. Okay, nobody's writing it, so I'm going to write it. So keep breathing. I'm watching you. It doesn't have to be that big. Some of you are making this, it's like big. No, you're going to see the two maps together, and I need to get one of those. And it's going to be small, as if you had it on paper. Okay? Spiritually sophisticated mantrita you have to put there by planting trees and placing glaciers. Thank you. This will do for now. And if you could do it with the longer, that would be great. So just breathe. And I'm watching what you guys are doing. That's why I'm doing this correcting. So you just pretend. It's actually a pretending. It's a visualization. You're making it up in your head. Yes, that is how we do healings. That's how we do magic. What you're doing is white magic. What you're doing is white magic with your mind. Breathe. Have both your feet on the floor and breathe. And breathe into your chest and just see yourself. And you don't actually need to see yourself planting the tree. You simply have to have the intention, and the trees start to sprout up. Again, no palm trees, no skinny trees. We want fat, like sequoias. Are they called the sequoia trees in California? You can plant those all over the place, and especially start here. And you just breathe, and they will stop popping up because your intention creates reality. And then the glaciers, big cubes of ice, cascading glacier water, waterfalls, United States and Mexico, in order to stabilize a region, which is the United States and Mexico, I haven't sketched Canada, that has been destabilized by earthquakes in Japan a couple weeks ago. There's supposed to be a big one coming. We need this taken care of now. Keep going. There is proof that this is happening, these waves, because in California, on exit came out that the earth is moving a foot a week. In other words, and I said this yesterday and the day before probably, if you have something here, within 1 week, it's no longer going to be here. It's going to be here. This is moving things. This is not good, but we can take care of it. This is already weaker. These undulations of the earth, the crust of the earth is moving as a result of those earthquakes. Keep breathing. Keep breathing, keep working, and you're going to find you're going to feel better after this. I'm writing the mantra out. Okay. Keep going. The United States looks like a jungle. Now they trick it, it's like the whole a zillion trees, but they go up like this. Like there's something tying it right here, and I think it's because of your lack of faith. Okay, so I'm gonna put the Venezuela music on because it was designed having to do with faith, and the faith that in Venezuela after winning the elections that there be a graceful transition of government from a dictatorship to the new government that is just regular people. So I'm going to put that music on and just keep, there's many trees in the United States. Go south. The United States and Mexico have a common destiny. You don't want to ignore Mexico. Actually, you want to pamper Mexico because we are going to be following them, not them following us. Okay? So I'm going to put the music on. So just keep breathing. And Mexico is a long country. Okay? It goes all the way to here. Okay, go ahead. Let me get the music on. We'll do 5 minutes with the music, with the mantra. Please, God, help us with our intention to miraculously stable the United States and Mexico by planting trees and placing glaciers. Now the trees are kind of separating. They're no longer like when you get your hair and you grab it like this and you tie it up. That is apparently coming undone. So this is good news. Let me put the music on so that it can be even more enjoyable, the work that you're doing. It's working. Okay, now What you can hear now is my printer. I want to show you the bagua. Um, the United States looks like a jungle. This is good. Mexico looks, there's a lot of trees, but you're missing, while I stand up and get the map, I would like for you to continue to plant trees in this part of Mexico. I myself was not really aware of the shape of the country. So if I didn't have the map, I would not have planted trees here. Now, this part is very interesting because I think that's where the Mayan train is. Guess what? There's gold there. And so we have all this stuff going on. I know because I've had people contacting me for reading for them, having to do with fascinating the promises of tens of thousands of dollars. Once they actually get there and get the contract and get the gold, then I'm going to be paid tens of thousands of dollars. Meanwhile, I'm supposed to help them to find it and end up totally positioned for an incredible amount of black magic directed at me, because it doesn't matter what point at which you enter into the business of mining, everybody's hit with the most powerful black magic on the planet. They'll go any place, to any country, to any shaman, because there's so much money there. But anyway, regardless. So you need to do this while I stand up and I get the map. This is still Mexico. There is not enough trees there. I'm going to say that I am very pleased with this group, because I didn't achieve this when we worked with Venezuela, and we were working with 300, 400, 500 people. And here, according to this, we are 88 people. 1 second. Listen, what you do for a living and who you are affects everything. This map, this Bagua map, was done by somebody who's an architect. So it's very architectural. When I saw it, I didn't like it at all. I wanted little flowers or something, dolphins on it. So I put my logo there with a dolphin. This is the map, but it doesn't, it's in Spanish, so it's not going to help you that much. But I'll just review it for you a minute. And here we have the map of the United States. I need to put it together. So this is, so this would be Florida and part of the Carolinas, Georgia, whatever. You have to cut up the map like that. Helpful friends and trips. So up here, which is where we have the ET invasion, where is that map? We have the ET invasion in the Bagua, which is 3,000 years old and is incredible level of wisdom. This is, there's no questioning it. I mean, it's just the way it is. Guess what? It channels in the United States relationships of love and associations, like business associations. So we are going to be, I'm going to use the word screwed, having to do with business if we don't get this taken care of, which is a galactic invasion. You know those ETs that don't exist and you don't believe in the spirits that hide in closets? You're going to ruin your business. So the center of the East Coast, but not just the East Coast, remember, is creativity, children, and projects. This part, which would include Washington, D.C., I got to get this mapped out properly. I need that architect because he could do it properly. I want it to be more creative. So here, which would be the whole Texas thing, is career. This channels the energy of career for the United States. Well, this is a good thing because guess what? Tesla's there. Elon Musk is there, and he is the face of the new world order for business, which is you got to love what you do, and then you can be a multi-millionaire. But you got to love what you do, and it's got to be good for humanity. So that is a good thing. Elon is doing something great. In terms of the Bagua, that he's anchoring career. Oh, and it also says your life journey. But that's also good. Now we have the whole issue of the ETs want to take down Texas. Let me get this off of there. Because they know that Elon has his stuff there, and whatever success he has washes over into all of the rest of us. Whatever success there is in the relation, the friendship between Elon and Trump affects us. We can actually do business with people that we're friends with, where normally you would say, don't do business with friends because it's not going to end well. So that needs to be protected because it's for all of us. And on this side, which would be the whole California thing, oh, we're missing a piece there. Okay, so that already in feng shui, because that's what this is about. That map is about feng shui, however it is it's we're kind of missing a piece there. And that piece has to do with intellect, knowledge, and connections. Okay. And then here we have the health thing. Now at the top here, which I haven't, I don't think I ever talk about it in the United States, there's something going on there that's weird. And that involves a lot of the fire element. It's weird. And that has to do with prosperity. Oh, darn. Fortune, prosperity, and finances. And in the United States, and I never talk about it because I hadn't figured it out, this part is not good. This part is sick. Wow, this was a lot more interesting chat than I thought it would be. I was disappointed in myself because I've been very rattled because of all the stuff that's happening, that a lot of which has to do with my personal history. I'm connected to it. So I was a little bit insecure starting today because I really always want to give you guys a good chat. And I want you to finish with the chat and go away from it feeling like you got stuff that you can apply to your life, and your life can be better just because you listen to this information. So anyway, at the top, which has to do with fame and reputation, which in the United States would have North Dakota and Minnesota. Yeah, fame and reputation, prestige. I don't know. That kind of area is kind of okay. I don't really know. South Dakota, North Dakota. I need to get I need to get that architect, and I need to not have him know that I was laughing at the fact that you can tell this map, Bagua map, was done by an architect. Grays and everything very straight. Okay, so I think that we can kind of, I'm very pleased, and you guys did an incredible job planting trees. And I didn't check the glaciers, but in terms of trees cool down, by the way. I lived in Coconut Grove, and I'm moving back to Coconut Grove now. And when people would come to visit me for years, they would say, wow, it's a lot cooler in this area, but there were huge trees there. When I bought my house there many years ago, and I walked into the house, it was very open, and there was a deck in the back, and I walked straight to the deck. I saw these huge trees, and I said, I want to buy the house. And they said, well, let's show you the rest of the house. And I went, okay, let's look at the rest of the house. But the truth of the matter is, I'm buying this house anyway. I was really buying the yard and the trees. And again, everybody, not everybody, a lot of people that would come would say it's so much cooler in this area because of the trees. So all the trees that you guys planted is making both countries cooler. When we did this in Mexico, and it was a really long chat that night, a lot of people, and we did it in Venezuela, a lot of people said that it felt cooler. And I didn't ask them if it felt cooler. I did not share this story. We were just working. And they were like, oh my God, it's cooled down incredibly. So magic works. And we're just terrified of black magic. We're terrified of being controlled by magic. But magic has always existed. It has always worked. The most evolved civilizations have always used it. And there's always been the black magic right there. But the truth of the matter is, we now have an unobstructed access to our superpowers that are in our third eye that most people are so afraid of. You need to trolley on and find out a lot about the third eye. Throw away the whole conspiracy thing. Keep yourself awake and aware. Don't sign up for any weird groups. Don't go into any weird meetings. Don't go involved into anything where they make you exchange blood or eat each other's feces. Don't do that. That's black magic. Don't do that. But don't let your fear of black magic stop you from accessing your wisdom, judgment, a lot of your memory, and your superpowers, which is in the third eye. Don't do that. Okay? So, thank you. I hope that you enjoyed this. This was fun. We have shared destiny, not just with Mexico. We have shared destiny with the rest of the planet. And soon we'll have shared destiny with several other planets that will be battling another group of planets. So widen your lens. It is frightening. Widen your lens because you're on this ride anyway. Okay? Love you all. We'll see you tomorrow again.